Yerp, it's Perp back with another video when I just got done watching season 1 of That 90s Show. This is the sequel to That 70s Show. It's a very classic sitcom that came out in the late 90s and ended up around the mid 2000s. I think it ended in like '05 or '06. That was like the final season. But, with any of these kind of reboots or just celebration series like this, very much reminded me of Fuller House, but I would say this was much better than Fuller House. I think this 90 show has potential, but also there are some major flaws in this series. It's not perfect. I could see them definitely taking certain things and improving on them, like this story and just the pacing, because definitely this first season felt really fast. But let me break it down. So we get a brand new character here. This is Eric and Donna's kid named Leia, and I really like how this pilot set things off. We get reunited with our characters like Kitty and Red, which I'll have to say straight off the bat, like, they were perfect. It's crazy that that 70 show has been off the air for this long and they can just come back like nothing ever changed or anything. Those two were on point. If those two weren't on point, then I would say this whole thing would have fell apart. You also see Eric in here for one episode at least, and you see a lot of Donna. Donna still looks good. I always was team Donna. I always liked the way she looked, man, and I hope we do get to see more interactions with Donna and Eric actually being parents, because how they set this up, right? Their daughter Leia, and I like how everything around Eric's life is influenced by Star Wars, like he literally names his kid Leia and stuff like that, so that's interesting. But anyways, Leia, this is her show pretty much, and she is the new girl here. She's visiting her grandparents. What I'm saying? They're coming from Chicago, and what ends up happening is she befriends this character Gwen, which is the new neighbor. These two quickly become very close friends, but Leia pretty much talks her way into staying at her grandparents' house for the summer while Eric and Donna kind of go off and do their own thing. So let me talk about this crew, shall we? My least favorite most definitely has to be Ozzy. He's the gay Asian character in this. I just feel like there's too much Fez in his DNA. It's just, that's kind of my issue with a lot of these newer characters. A lot of them are just like copycats of that 70s show, but just in a 90s setting. Like, you have the Jackie S character with Nikki right here talking to Nate, which Nate is Gwen's older brother. And we also get introduced to Gwen's mom in this, and she ends up having like a relationship with Fez, which I kind of like how they bring back some of these legacy characters, like Leo. He's also in this as well. But there's a twist right here. So Kelso had a son named Jay that we find out later in this in the pilot, and him and Leia start to kind of kick things off. And I wish they would have kind of took their time building out this relationship, because I definitely felt like this was one of the things that felt rushed to me. Obviously, like, they're just trying to cover, like, 3 months or 2 months within 10 episodes. It just felt like they could have taken their time to really pace certain things out. But that does leave the door open for interesting character development with other characters to kind of make them stand out by themselves. But just going off the first season, it's a lot of them trying to repeat what the first series did, or the original series did, just with the 90s setting. The 90s setting too is kind of lackluster. There's a lot of product placement, but it never just really feels like the 90s, you know what I'm saying? There's little references, like they'll make little hints, but this crew together does not feel like something or some group that you would see in the 90s, in my opinion. But I do like the character of Leia, because I think she has a lot of Eric's personality, but dresses a lot like her mother. So she has a good balance between the two, always trying to figure out how to fit in and how to figure out how to deal with these feelings that she has for Jay and stuff like that. A lot of interesting stuff there. Some things got kind of weird, because I was like, I'm pretty sure she's underage, and I don't know, like, episode 8, that's what I'm referencing. But the last couple episodes were really interesting, kind of just diving into a little bit more of the other characters, so they're not so much of the same that we've seen before. There's things to really like about this. There's things that maybe some people won't be able to get with, or just can't get past. I think give it the pilot at least and see where you want to go from there, because there are some interesting episodes. I like episode 5, where you have Ozzy's character setting up a computer for Kitty, and also just, you know, Kitty and Red always kind of stepping in to kind of give advice at times when they need to. And I just want to see more of these characters now. The more I think about it, I just feel like they need to tighten up on the writing a bit, just because it felt very fast-paced. Like, a lot of storylines that felt like something they could have built on. It happened just very quickly. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with season 2, considering now that Leia is back at Chicago, and who knows what's going to change when she goes back. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments below. Do you have any favorite characters? Did you have any favorite moments? Do you think this is going to get a second season? Or do you have just no plans on watching this at all? Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.